I still keep my loans. I can get that home. He just started seeing what's else busy. He's playing on my mind. This is. Still doing that stuff. It's just easy, like, they had. I know easy. Well, we're not very much uniform, but we had, and it's like a pretty trust easy. Like, we had, used to, we did take the 10 minutes or a day. He was back, he was, you know, about the third next session, he was going. Sometimes we call the meeting to order. Ask for, here's some of the pronouns for Chris Deloach, he would lead us in phase of the.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic which stands one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
The next item is public comment. Did anybody sign up? Nobody signed up for public comment. So we'll move on to the next item, which is the consideration of the regular council minutes from May the 27th.
I have to say that I tried out a new format and I heard from this group, y'all don't like it, so I will be going back to the original format. I just thought maybe it'd be a little easier to pick things out.
I didn't say anything.
Did you just can't read it, it's cut off.
No.
And that's in.
Oh. I don't mind it, it's just there's. You. Doesn't read very well.
Just tried to point out the points so they shined a little more, but if I can go back to the old format. But I tried.
No, I this, yes, but, I mean, some of your wording is not. Your sentences run together and, it's a little confusing.
That's the last page.
Yeah,
That doesn't make sense.
It did. The pages.
Yeah.
The last page is landscape.
This is what I scanned and I don't know why I did that.
Yeah.
I heard,
This is what
I
I
heard
did.
the same thing.
I can just not look it over, but this is what I scanned in.
Just like number 2, motions and actions. Caleb Story motion to accept April 22nd council minutes with names changes for food truck vote changed to Ricky Pastor for motion and rebid added to electrical bid. Chris Deloach seconded, ayes all. That's a major run-on sentence.
I'm trying to remember what we had to change.
Yeah,
Yeah, you changed the names of who voted. I had Stevie down and you said Ricky made the motion.
Why would that have electrical be in that same motion?
I have to look at, I gave them a copy.
also number 6 on the last page, weed killer for park. We didn't talk about any weed killer.
Yeah, no, I asked Chad if he had weed killer for the park because it was overgrown and
Yeah, they asked me if I could spray over there.
Who do?
I
I
mean,
believe it was Garland asked.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yes,
we still-
we didn't vote on it, but he asked.
Yeah, we asked if we still use weed killer just for. You
Yeah.
were mentioning something about cancer or something.
Yeah.
oh, you wanted me to add the rebid in there, Ricky. That was another change to last month's minutes. Melinda said it, I can't remember which one. I didn't put a name in there, I just did a motion. But that was to be added in.
I think it's kind of where we need to start is through, I would these amendments theoretically.
If, like, where your actions, motions and actions, if you can bullet point each of the changes instead of trying to get them all together, I think that would be a lot clearer, so.
I don't know why it's scanned that way to do it.
Should we just?
Make a motion that we postpone approval of these minutes on next meeting. And cleaning up the bullet points, make it a little clearer so we can understand. What about the goal?
Here we do. Steve seconds. All those in favor, say aye. Opposed? Okay. Motion. Approved minutes deferred to next council meeting. Next item is sewer. Regular wastewater minutes from June the 11th.
I don't have that meeting, but on the on the second page where you said, where it says. Chad brought up the question of using money from TDEC grant to be used to repay the city for the ARPA grant expenses. What exactly was that?
The ARPA grant was expense towards the sewer tanks that were replaced.
Mhm.
And the DDA grant was already assigned towards the sewer tanks. So with us already using that. Was gonna see if, since that was a federal grant, if we could just reimburse the city for spending that and exceptional plan expansion.
The ARPA funds are the ones we're gonna lose though, right?
I think we've already expensed most of those.
Most of it.
I was gonna say, that's the one that's coming.
That's what I meant. That's the one that has a deadline.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Thank you, Chad. I'll make a motion to approve the sewer minutes.
I'll second it.
Ricky seconds. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Wastewater minutes approved. Now we sign. Okay.
Sir. Well, I will say that Chad and I did the minutes on this meeting.
So
That's okay.
you sign the bottom.
That's okay.
You have your office.
Randy, now. This is mine. I might just print it out like this. You got a better one.
Yeah, I know what.
Here, here. What's that? And then you just sign it on the web. Did you have a new one?
This is what I scanned in. I'm not sure why they did it.
Sandy, yeah, she got one, she's got that one, so that.
All right, next item is old business. First thing under old business is property violations.
Mr. Mayor and Council, we report today on two properties, 105 Hooper Road, span matter of violation for review because that property had returned to what it was before, it's the collection of trash and rubbish and numerous things. Mr. Span was under an order to keep the property clean. He was found in several attempts. Previously, the court reserved taking any action so long as he would keep the property in compliance. We had a hearing today. He did not keep the property. The court found he did not keep the property in compliance. Sentenced him to 10 days in violation of court order. Saying that action pending him complying with it with the return court date of July the 29th. So we will return on that date. See if Mr. Stan's going to keep his property in compliance. We're also in court today on 3373 Highway 48 North. That was one, Michael Festus owns that property. I think there were issues initially with grass and it's not generally not keeping up the property. The doors, I think that's the storage units. The doors I think have been repaired. But there are still issues regarding overgrowth around it. We reset that to July the 29th, and we're subpoenaing Mr. Estes to appear. He has not appeared on this date. Three other properties that there had been letters sent out on by the town, not through my office, but by the town, that it was 134 High School Street. As I understand, that's a property that there are some ongoing family issues. I think the request is to just review that again, maybe next month for July. That's 134 High School Street. Next property is 3177 Van Leer Highway. I think that matter is in probate court. My understanding is that there's action being taken to sell that property through the probate process. The other property, 3381 Highway 48, is the old building next to or the barbecue place. It's kind of just burnt out. My understanding, everybody obviously drives by there and sees that no action's been taken on it up to this date. My thought is to for me to send a letter out on behalf of the town requesting that action be taken to basically to clean it up and demolish it. Looks like it needs to be done. So that's what I do unless anyone has objection to that. The other property is brought up and there is June's 1404 Ordinary Place. Excuse me, I apologize. That is the address where the owner lives. It's 203 High School Street. Mr. Manning, we have sent a letter out to Mr. Manning and we'll see what the letter yields. So those are the properties that you all have been dealing with, and if there are others, let me know. Are there questions?
What's it, 203 Manning Street? I don't remember.
That's-
203, excuse me, 203 High School.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
High School Street.
Yes.
Manning.
Manning is the,
Okay, what,
I think it's a scenario of just not keeping the property as this growth and crash, I believe.
my understanding was the city was gonna send letters and we were gonna get copies every time a letter was sent out. We're not giving any copies.
I haven't sent any out since a while. This is a reoccurrence for her. He dealt with this one prior, so
Yeah, 203 High School Street. It rings a bell, but I don't know when. I think the ones that I understood that the town was sending out was 134 High School, 3177 Vanlier, and then 3381. So, but again, I've kind of announced what we're doing with those. The only one I'm gonna send a letter out unless you guys tell me otherwise, is that the Sandy Patel, the 3081 highway. If you all want a copy of that, of my letters, is that what you're asking for?
No, we were supposed to be getting them, the city was supposed to be sending out the first letter. And then we had no reaction or no comment, then you would be sending out the next letter. Was my understanding, am I not correct?
Yeah. So that's the next step for this Patel property.
Yes, I say yes.
Yes, okay.
And he is the owner of that property. Is that the same guy that runs the market?
Jason, the Patel property, the barbecue pit.
No, that's been addressed on the barbecue pit.
Yeah,
There's a lease issue of this gentleman that owns the store versus runs the store. They sent it back to their attorney because they were thinking there was something in the lease. And he could not actually go in there and demo the property just yet. We're waiting on a response from his attorney. But I think the lease was gonna run out. I think, August this year. We've been working for about 6 months, but regardless, it's gonna come down eventually.
okay.
I would just say push, I mean, let's send a letter and make the request, and that way it officially being acted on. I think that's the way to get movement.
Anything else?
No, sir, that is it.
Any questions, any other questions from anybody? I guess really no reason to discuss this next item, the second reading of 2025-2026 budgets.
The only thing that I would like to say, Mr. Mayor, is the fact that with the audit's findings and with their opinion with disclaimer, I'm not really sure how we're gonna be able to vote on anything else on the list except for something that doesn't pertain to money. So not saying we have to say no, just saying it's gonna be hard to
Yeah,
punish for spending it without a budget.
yeah, understand.
Mr. Mayor, my recommendation would be to, you have her agree. Yes,
Mhm.
and that you basically, you're gonna refer it, so that to me. Someone take action in that regard.
But I'll make a motion to defer the budget to our next meeting.
All those in favor? Opposed?
Was that everyone?
Yes. Next item, the Strand Associates, which we have one of the representative here tonight. They are the ones that conducted the, for lack of a better word, survey over the drainage issues down on Todd Street that we're having. Anyway, he has come tonight, here. Hoping if there's anyone has any questions, he can answer them.
Mr. Mayor, my biggest question was, these were 3 different options. Or all, they felt like all 3 needed to happen.
No, 3 different
Three
options.
different options.
Yeah, your first, and Bryce, you're back there. You can correct me if I'm wrong. Man. The first option is basically using double wall plastic pipe for the culverts. And I guess the cross drainage. Then there's the actual metal. Corrugated metal culvert materials. And then the reinforced concrete materials. And
Same projects, all three of those, three separate things. So, we're working on.
Can you give an opinion on, I mean, I assume you're gonna say the most expensive one, the best option, but if you can give like an opinion.
We are more inclined probably to those plastic just because this holds up during the period of time. Has a pretty minimum cover capacity as well, so. We don't like see a need for the corrugated metal or concrete, just give you options if. You say you go to contractors for pricing and they have. Extra supply in the yard or whatever, it might be cheaper options for those two, and if that's the case, then why not upgrade, but. Just some additional options, but yeah, plastic would suffice for school and everything.
If you don't have any other questions, my motion will be deferred to. Deferred decision on this to our budget meeting, the next meeting.
okay. Motion's been made to defer any decision until the next meeting, or at least until budget. Past budget is,
Can we not, put it out for bid? And save time? Instead of deferring it, I mean, we don't have to accept the bids, and we don't have to, but that would speed it up instead of deferring. Go ahead and get bids, right? And then we'll have, I mean, whether we have a budget or not, we've still got a packet that tells us how much it's gonna be.
Yeah, I mean, if it doesn't, I don't know if the
I mean,
engineering part of it. I guess
we
it's already been
just put a
done.
packet together, put it out for bid, because we have
Sure,
what needs to be done,
I'm good with that.
not wait another month before we lose the month.
okay.
I'll leave that, so I'll withdraw my motion, Mr.
I
Greenwood.
make a motion to put a packet together and put it out for bid.
Bryce, is there anything else that you,
So we can, right now, it's in
They
a
have,
the only thing we have to do is just. Get through our processing step, because you can finalize. Memo or documents, well, but, this one would be more so going out to quote. But it's not actual bidding document, but we provide it to you guys, some for drawing, you can text. But yeah, going to contractors for quote, this is probably the next move on your guys' plan.
That's what I mean, would be. Will be cost associated with someone.
do we have to get a civil engineer?
I think so.
May I ask?
Yeah.
There's one of three recommendations, there's a name that selects one of these three, just for clarity for my having knowledge.
Maybe go around or decide on what material you guys would prefer, probably would be my recommendation, give it up as the other two material options as alternatives. If they come in competitively cost wise, just have contractors put together costs for all three different. Because the scope of work's the same for each, it's just a different set of materials.
Have to hire an engineer. Get money up on it, that's something. I don't know what that cost would be.
And you probably don't know what cost that would be.
Not,
Yeah.
are you asking for actual like bidding documents for?
That's, I'm trying to figure out what we're supposed to do, so if we say that we wanna get a bid, do we need to hire an engineer? To make that bid, that's what I'm trying to figure out what we're signing up for. From a financial standpoint, right now.
for bidding, if you actually want to bid it out competitively, then yes, like bidding documents is be required, but if you want to go out to contractors for quotes to do the work based on like what we provided, then that's an option too.
The civil, note the bid package together and send it out for you. The overall, that's a send it out to the contractor. For the funds.
I mean, he laid out in here what we need to do. And that's probably what it said, but then the engineer is gonna say the same thing, but it's gonna cost us money to do it.
Are you suggesting we could do it ourselves or
I mean, he tells us right here, everything that needs to be done.
we could at least hire the contractor ourselves, is what you're saying?
I mean, it's like building a house, you can hire an engineer if you got the money. You can build a house with a set of plans if you know what to do. I just think that, you know, if you wanna spend $30,000, $40,000 for them to tell you to do the same thing, I think, well, do it.
Was this, what you have quoted here is material only? I see your contingency
So
in
that's-
that as well.
Yeah, we always look to see both of the, because it's not actual bidding documents where we go through and very detailed plans, there are no survey done for this. It's all based on LiDAR data, so, and just the site visit, so. Yeah, that obviously there's contingency built in, and, but the costs, so, are based on labor, includes.
Based on labor included, okay.
Mayor Allison, just speak to it. I mean, I think based on the issues that you've been having, it just, I understand you want to get done, but civil engineer, I think it's. Where it may not be required, it just, in this scenario, it just makes sense from a liability standpoint, and that's where I'm coming from.
But there are contractors too in Dixon County that have civil engineers that work for them that does this work. I just think they have a major problem and we need to get it fixed. I mean, if it was my house up there, I'd be wanting it fixed.
I guess, Mr. Mayor, I'm just looking at it from a liability standpoint, and I'm trying to argue against Mr. Smith, that you could put a caveat on a motion that the contractor would be consulted with the city engineer to outline the project, detail this project. And that's kind of what Mr. Smith's already about that. I think you just make that a part of your motion, that the contractor would be required to consult with the civil engineer. Project. Is that feasible?
Yeah, I mean, like I said, this wasn't conducted, it's mainly just a study. Gives you guys an alternative as to what you guys can do to fix the issue. But not a detailed drawing set with survey, elevation shots. It was not to that level of detail, so.
Can you tell us what caused all this?
In terms of,
The water problems.
So, I think a lot of the culverts and valves, are either damaged, or they're silted in so much to where the capacity is near zero for a lot of them. It's similar to the ditches along the roadway. They're so shallow that any rain of any substance, it's just gonna fill the ditch and probably burn up the roadway as well. At their best guess, that's probably what happened during the storm events earlier this year.
So it wasn't any of the new construction.
What's that, I'm
It
sorry,
wasn't any of the new construction.
what are we, sorry, what was that?
On the hill, it wasn't none of the new construction that caused it.
Could have been, it's hard to say,
As I was told today, when I came and got these papers, that was the first thing they told me that it was cut. If I read this, it doesn't say it was cut.
Who said that?
Well, there ain't but one person who worked.
It was, no meeting that your pastor was present for, that the runoff from the new construction clogged up during that.
So you're taking it on yourself to tell him that it's my fault.
Read the paper. Take a lot of it.
Read the paper up.
I did read it, it doesn't say it's.
It does. It can-
I don't think it was, no, the biggest issue was the clog drain.
I mean, that's the old thing, it never was put in and, or put in, they're old, they're not
Yeah.
working.
You can't be saying stuff like that about. No, for a contract. You just can't miss, excuse me. No.
If we said your shit,
Well, I don't know,
but
I think that's not,
it's no difference.
I think it's stuff that's false.
It was said in the meeting.
We can we put it out for bid? And like he said about consulting with the engineer, but most of the contractors around here that do major dirt work. I mean, we could get it, we could bid it and then get an engineer if we had to.
The one thing I will say is he's stating that these numbers do take labor into account. Right, that's not in the contingency number, that's built into the line item.
It's built into the number just because this didn't include survey and the details that we would do for an actual drawing set.
Okay.
That's why that contingency is there. as well.
So hypothetically speaking, there's 39 grand built in there to construction contingency. I mean, hypothetically, you hope that you don't have to spend all that money, but maybe the engineering costs could, hope to be less than 39 grand.
And those numbers are also just at the best estimate on our end. It's for smaller projects like this, it's tends to be a little bit more difficult to nail that down as well, so. I wouldn't look at that as like, this is what's next price gonna be, it's just our best guess estimate based on what we've seen over the last year and relation to other projects and similar nature.
Does the building inspector have a comment? Jason, do you have a comment on this? JP?
See?
Yeah.
I'd love to. Well, I don't like when I say this, everybody versus correct. I think you take corrugated metal bid, or that portion of the pipe, get rid of it. That's why you got it today. It's gonna rot, rust, collapse, that's the problem. That 50 years of no maintenance, nothing. No clear the drains, cause issue of picnic tree, Potter's Street, we all know that. I think it's important that move forward and try to get these bids out. There's a lot of licensed contractors out there that take those specs written out in the report, give you a good bid. Now, plastic is a very good option. Concrete is the best option, but there could be something out there, he said out there from a bid standpoint. There's some extra material somewhere on someone's job site that fits that criteria, that pipe. Concrete pipe is a home run. It hurts, Kurt mentioned too, is there's a problem there, needs to be fixed, it needs to be fixed correctly. That we can't go too fast, we need to be methodical, fix it right the first time, because I think it's all coming to a head now, that the right people are in the room, fix this problem for those people, it has to be done correct. So I think all those, I think everybody's got good points, but I don't think we've heard, I think what Turtle said about trying to make sure it's right, is his point to that. I think Stevie's right about getting this stuff out to some little licensed contractors. Take that corrugated metal out, get it through plastic or concrete. And then, these contractors are licensed for those. See, if this is a larger city, you can actually place those pipes in yourself. But in the event, we need a little bit of civil work just to make sure it's correct, because it's been a problem all these years. May not hurt to have a little bit of input from someone taking those specs and make sure it's done right one time and move on.
Yeah, and please understand, the only reason I made a motion to defer has nothing to do with the work. We don't know what our last 2 years of financial situation is. We just don't.
Well, they don't cost anything to bid.
As long as it don't cost anything, I mean, if that's accurate, I understand. I just hope it's accurate. I'm sorry, it's been a while, Mr. Report. What was the motion? The motion was to put it out for, did you make a?
I don't think anybody made a motion
I'm gonna make a motion.
to put it out for bid.
Stevie did, and.
Yeah, I made a motion to put it out for bid for these, specs, what did he give us?
And Stevie,
That's
I
fine.
mean, Rick Creek.
A second.
And second,
And Ricky second.
any other discussion? All those in favor of putting it out for bid? Opposed? Right, that's what we will do. Moving on to new business. Which. My mistake from last meeting.
Yeah.
The couple is here. First item is a sewer line extension from Moody Road to Dodson Street. I have a couple here that's requesting that they be added to the sewer system. You correct me if I'm wrong, but from my understanding, you are willing to pay the cost.
Yes, sir.
Sure.
Yes.
Yes, we don't know kind of the price. We've been kind of given a rough estimate of it. But we are willing to cover it if it's feasible for us to afford. But yeah, we're just trying to, we just haven't known the exact price yet, but we would be able to pay if we're able to cover it.
Can I ask what, or who, not who, but what that price that you've been given would cost you?
I mean, I'd say a rough estimate of the 30,000 range, maybe north of that. But nothing concrete right now.
I would put it to you.
I'm not sure. We've got somebody in the room here that knows what it costs to run pipe right now. Or have a rough estimate.
How many feet is it?
I want to say it's around 600 feet,
Sounds
6 inch. It'd be 4 or 6, depending on what
DHC SDR 26,
CDC.
schedule 40, 80.
Schedule 40.
Say 600 feet.
And
1,000. That's just rough. That's rough.
That's just it.
you know, until a contractor puts his eyes on it, what kind of utilities are in the ground, what he's got to cross, what he's got to deal with, traffic wise. Because the public comes first. And we gotta set up traffic to the streets and make bike streets, restripe streets. That just takes a cost.
Yes, sir.
And it's in a line of.
Used to be a cemetery down there, just past the cemetery.
Wrong.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
The sewer comes to Dodson Street. Where Dodson runs into Water Street.
Okay.
Okay.
I am, once you get into the city. I mean, you're going to retirement, it's government. So.
That'd be gravity to the tank and then vacuum. Line run all the way down back to the tank.
Their tank there.
No tank there. Cut that straight into the main, run down the side of the highway and set your own vacuum pot.
There's a lot not hurting.
We only got for a 2-bedroom right now.
Okay.
That's a mound system that's vertical.
Yes.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Whatever the number is, there had to be 8 added to it. Correct.
Correct,
To put in a new pot.
correct.
We need to put that out for bid. Or is it on them, or is it on us to bid it, or?
Or line.
They're running paperwork themselves.
Well, if they're running it, who's a designated area? And that's basically what you said with the pipe.
Yeah, we were talking.
On Long Road, whenever we done the extension out there, we paid for everything and installed everything, give a 1 year warranty on it. And then after that, the city takes it over.
And they get the city as built.
That's our best.
Are they crossing, or are gonna have to attend the easements?
It should be in the right of way. We'll have to check the right of way on that
That
road
is a mouth.
and what utilities are there.
Let me get more information.
It goes right down the shoulder of the road all the way to their property. Or it will. Only road crossing will be on Moody Road, which is a gravel road.
The main line is on the north side of Water Street.
It's on the north side till you get to Dotson and it goes under the road, goes up Dotson and then one line goes to the right. So right here at Dotson would be where the tap in would be.
One more question. Find out whether it's 4 or 6 inch where they can get a better price. These,
I have to talk to Airvac or Flowback, one of their engineers.
need to know what side of the pipe it is.
Right.
Where's our capacity situation?
That is still up in the air. I sent over the proposal from Strand Associates. Sent that out, I believe, is last week, right after the meeting, sewer board meeting we had. And then I sent over the proposal from the state soil scientist also. I don't think that's on this agenda. It might be on the next one as far as voting on that. They both said they would come to the meeting. Or come to the sewer board meeting, either one.
It's just the very next meeting. Sounds like we need more information, right? I don't really know how to make this decision, you know?
I know we're making a decision. I mean. Y'all got to determine if it's hooked up to the sewer non-federal.
Yeah, because I don't know.
We don't know. We'll come up with a price.
Are you guys looking to hire your own contractor?
We're looking to lean on you guys for whatever you guys recommend. To be honest, we're not from both, if you guys have recommendations, do that, the
Yeah,
recommendations.
that's y'all's. Not us.
Well,
We slightly discussed it in the sewer board and it was motion to take it to the city council, so everybody had to say it.
I mean, actually, if you look at the charter, every one of y'all are on the board.
If it was a real meeting, that would make sense.
We are just the committee.
I mean, we need more information from Chad to know if they can. I mean, can they hook up or can they not? I mean, is it? Are they able to be able to hook up to it or?
Well, that being a 6-inch main right there, I do not see a problem.
That's why I asked about the capacity situation, because I know at one point in time we were told about adding more lines, so. That's,
So that would be something that Chad would need to check on.
Yeah, I mean, I don't have a problem. I don't think any of us would have a problem with hooking up to it if they can.
Yeah.
If we,
what's the capacity, I mean,
yeah,
the last information we got from Strand said we needed to fix our capacity issue.
What I'm hearing is that you want to defer until more.
Yeah, I mean, we need more, we need someone that is educated in our sewer system to tell us what is correct, because that's what we're gonna rely on. I mean, we don't know. What I know is what TDEC has told us and what Strand has told us. They've told us to minimize adding new people to the line because it's taking on more than it can have right now. So that would be hard for me to sign up to add more people, and it wouldn't have, it's nothing against them. I mean, I don't wanna add them to a line and it would create problems for others or themselves. I haven't heard anything new since Strand came and talked to us, and since we said, TDEC said to address your capacity issue. I believe the only thing, how many pots have we put in? 7?
Yeah, two.
12?
Two more left, we got 10 in. And I got something to maybe help you. These new pots is gonna take away from your capacity a lot, because y'all had so much groundwater running in your sewer, which is unbelievable.
So how many more do we have just like that? That opens up, right? That's what we're waiting on. That's my whole point.
Everyone we've replaced definitely needed.
Sure.
We like one up here at the top of the hill and the one here behind the old courthouse, like I said.
That'll be the end of the ones that we have, correct?
Right.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, my motion will be to defer to the sewer meeting. I mean, that's where the real discussion needs to happen.
I'll say. Are you guys free in the afternoon, like 3 o'clock?
Anything you need, sir, we can be there.
Anything.
Well, I was just gonna get like,
I hold them up, but we need to, I mean, if we could find out as quick as possible, I know I don't know how crunched they are, wanting to get started and all that, but. Can we do it to where the sewer, I mean. How do we do it to where the sewer board, when they come in front of y'all, if y'all could just, as soon as they find out something.
well, I mean, we can find out, hopefully find out. We have the sewer board, or not sewer board, the committee meeting on July 8th. Which is the second Tuesday of the month at 3 o'clock over here at City Hall, so. If you guys could attend, hopefully we will have that information available. To provide for you so that we can provide it to the council to vote.
That work with us.
That work?
Sounds good.
Okay,
Just raise that standing motion.
yeah, we've got a motion to defer. We've got a second. All those in favor? Opposed? All right, the next item, I don't know that, we added this on there because, I don't know how many of you realize this, but the city owns a truck that they go around and they collect leaves, vacuum leaves out of the ditches and stuff. Well,
I've never seen.
that truck, well,
Man.
it has vacuumed the many leaves off of the square. I will say that. But anyway, the truck is no longer operable. And I kind of understand why, because it's as old as I am. It's a 64, right?
Yeah.
Actually, it's not quite as old as I am. So, but anyway, Chad has asked that we look into, which would be another budget item. We're looking to replace him, not necessarily with a new truck, but at least a used truck that will run. So I just wanted to bring that up. I will get him, if he hasn't already, to start searching to see what he can find, to see if that's even affordable.
I do know a price on a new one is around 50,000. Another option we have is we had the old dump truck, the dump bed ton truck. We could also update the dump truck, transfer the leaf vacuum and everything over to the ton truck. It's not used near as much as the dump would. And on the new one, the bed that we have on the existing leaf truck is still operable, no problem, no leaks, anything. So a cabin chassis, and just swap the bed over to it would work fine.
Who runs that? I mean, I've lived in Charlotte for 7 years. I ain't never seen it. I mean,
They all,
if it was doing, going around sucking up people's leaves, I'd say, yeah. I've never seen it. I've never seen it work. I've never seen it. Nobody knows to put your leaves in the ditch to get them.
but we don't encourage it.
Well, I mean, if you have a truck, then that should be a service.
But that's it, well, right, but it would be mainly for when
To do the smart.
culverts get stopped up. How many culverts, how many,
St. Paul Road.
St. Paul Avenue.
yeah, all the time.
All of, yeah.
So, I mean, it's used all the time when you get to that time of year that the culverts start stopping up. But it is used, or it was. But anyway, that can
So if my car gets stopped up with leaves, I just call y'all.
just call it.
You stay down way, we don't do stay that way.
Do we have a cost, or do we need to get a bid?
No, I was just getting Chad to just, do some research and find out the cost. I wanted that brought up, I knew we were working on budget items, so. And so we'll get better cost for next time if we wanna keep this in. All right, the next item under new business. Trash bids. Our contract with Cumberland Disposal will expire in 6 days. So we put it out to for bid. We only got one bid, and it was Cumberland Disposal. And you'll see that the cost in 5 years it went from $30,000 a year trash pickup to $54,000. Part of that is the county's increase in,
Yes.
yeah. And of course, that doesn't, this doesn't include the dump fee.
That's just their labor.
Yeah, which best estimate, or I would say max estimate is the city will pay the county $18,000 a year to dump the garbage.
I mean, the last time that I was city council, we had bid, that's the only way we had got this, but we put it out for bid like 3 times and that's all we ever did.
But we had, what was it? Stinky Pinky,
And Sandy Hayes.
yeah, came and inquired twice, but no one had 3 different,
Do you have a copy of the contract?
I do not, would be on file over there.
I was under the impression it was a 5-year contract that was signed in 2021.
I think we just, when we done it, it was about a year. And I thought ours was like 38,000 for it.
30.
Since
Is what we-
Yes, yeah, 30. So when y'all voted on it every year?
We
haven't
do vote on it every year.
We haven't voted on it at all. I was told by
It
Aaron
may have been.
that there was only year it was signed by.
That's what,
Mr. Ray, I think that's my recollection, so you're right, I think it's been, I don't know, get it, but I think it's a.
Aaron said 5.
And it may be, I'm just, I know, it was multi-year.
So Ralph Lee, before he passed away from COVID, was brokering the deal with the city council, and he passed away before signing the documents. Aaron came in and finished the deal, maybe.
That's his last time.
Yeah, but that was a 5-year deal, which is why he was hesitant, because he was currently a teacher. And with Ralph passing away, he went ahead and went forward. With Ralph had already agreed.
Yeah, well,
So you just need a motion to approve it.
mhm.
Okay. So,
Have a second?
I'll second.
Need seconds? We'll open it up for discussion further.
again, the only thing I'm gonna say is. Same thing I said with the other items.
I mean, what do we do? I mean, we.
As of next week or the week after, people will have to carry their own garbage to the convenience site.
Do we have a plan to pay for the added expense?
We didn't add that much, did we?
We don't have a budget, so
I
are
mean,
you saying, do you have a plan to pay for the added expense?
if I can get this audit. And budget rectified the previous one, then we would continue on with our budget. But other than that, no.
Another thing that I'll say is I'll not be making a vote. Aaron Lee is my first cousin. I just wanted to have a discussion about it.
Any other comments? Discussion? Motion has been made to accept the bid and second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
Yes.
All right. Last item on the agenda for a new business is resolution 26-12-1. A resolution of no confidence in city recorder Jennifer Phillips Corley by the town Charlotte Town Council.
I got a copy of it. So this is the copy that's officially coming from City Hall.
It would be, I guess, if it's official, it would be coming from the attorney.
I didn't generate, I think council working.
It was sent to me by Caleb Torres.
This is what we're voting on, though, right?
It's my resolution. And it's due to historical issues, and now that we have the draft audit, I am motioning to have a resolution of no confidence lodged and to be voted on by this council. The draft audit has brought everything to light and leads in just one direction, which is to the town recorder. I would therefore make a motion for a resolution of no confidence on the town recorder, Jennifer Phillips Carley. That's my motion.
Second.
Then we have to. Hang on. Okay, Leah, for or against?
Or I agree with them.
Mr. Loach, for. No, Pastor? No, Council, Vice Mayor Miller, Council Story, for. Council Steve Smith, for. Okay. Resolution passes. Adopted on this day, the 24th of June 2025. takes care of our new business. Committee reports, Commander Morton, have anything else?
Mr. Mayor, I do not, I'm assuming, folks from Genco here, we're gonna address it now, or we're gonna address that after, or give a settlement.
I was going, well, going to address it when we got down to Parks and Recreation.
I have nothing on the city.
Now, we already know, with their wastewater stuff, where they're at, so. Finance. Only thing I will say is that I will sign. The findings, the corrective action, send it to the auditor. I will get in touch with her, try to tomorrow. And see if she will set up a day and time to come and address the city council.
You might send us the directive as well.
Yes, I will send it to you. All right, next one is wastewater board. I don't have anything else new to say or mention except for what we mentioned earlier. That we will speak the extension at the next committee meeting on July 8th at 3 p.m. And for our pot replacements, we're down to just 2 more.
Yes, sir, we left the one on top of the hill here and the one down here.
Okay.
That should be done by Thursday.
Okay.
Mr. Mayor.
Yes.
To the pot replacements. Is the auditor stating that we are allowed to capitalize that, or are they saying those should be expensed as maintenance?
That I don't know.
That's a big difference.
And I would like to say that after we get 2 put in, we're gonna go back. Clean up around all of them and see what's wrong. What we're gonna do.
Okay.
We've dealt with mud
Oh, yeah.
the whole time.
I know that. We've only had one complaint. And that was on Dotson Street. But I told him when the weather got right, that we would fix it.
Yeah.
It would be fixed back the way it was
Yeah,
found.
you're right.
All right, next item is streets and bridges. I don't know if anyone's had any. I think I encourage people to turn in where there are potholes. So that we can try to repair them the best we can.
JR checked out one on Highway 49, but it looks like somebody cut circular hole out of the highway, and I emailed you about it.
But down here, that's been there.
It was turned into the city.
Okay, that's been there for 50 years. Doesn't mind 100 years. Never mind. Street lights and signs.
Robertson Street kind down, and we got a dangerous broken street pole sticking up there. Could be a very liability problem.
And
It's about 2 feet high.
Robertson?
Yep.
Is it? Robertson and 49?
Right.
Okay.
Several signs caught a lot of wind.
I know that. I was going to ask in his spare time. To try to go around straightening up signs. I know you know, in your spare time. And if you need help. I know there's 1 or 2 right out there that be willing to help you. I'm just kidding. No, I would myself if you need it. And also, I guess something we still need to look into are these lights, especially pole light on the square. They're still out. Public safety. You have any?
Anything unless somebody has questions.
Okay. Any questions for the fire? Chief, fire department?
Mr. Yates, if you, I think that you read a list to us last month for things for the new budget.
I wasn't here last month.
Okay.
The month before.
Maybe the month before. Can you get us a list of?
I didn't read any list, I hate to go in and let her talk to it.
Okay, I think somebody read it for him. Okay, you got it?
I can get, I don't have it with me, but I can get that.
Okay, perfect. Thank you.
Parks and Recreation. And we have Owen Jeanette and his left-hand man there. They're the ones that got the bid on the, little park, the beginning of the park back here behind City Hall. I guess, can you give us a quick update? Either one of you.
I'll give you a full update.
Just,
And I'm not trying to run y'all's business, don't wanna make that a priority first. But like you're wanting to take bids on culverts and the road, not engineering involved, that's what you're running into. We bid this project in the park, it's a simple stack wall. But the guy that y'all hired didn't complete the plans. He left to the contractors to get an engineer to design a wall. Anything over 3 foot tall stack must be designed by structural engineering. And the deposit for that alone is $2,500. It could run from 2,500 to 10,500. So you want to put out bids for culverts and street work without a registered engineer. I strongly advise against it, because the prices that you're going to get is for installation of pipe, not engineering costs. First thing a contractor do is hit you with a heavy change order. 4, engineering services that you had previously hired an architect to do. He would not respond to the mayor on anything at any time, much less us. Now, I'm not dogging the man, he could be the busiest fellow in the world. But for us to design a wall that we could build in our sleep, we don't have that little red stamp. And that's the same thing that you'll run into on the street day. As your attorney stated, you don't need to do that. But update on our part. I talked to 3 different engineers. They're 3 to 4 weeks out at best. The deposit was made last week, late week before. I sent you an email invoice confirmation where it was paid. So 4 weeks from now, we'll have this design. Then we can start the wall. It's supposed to be finished June the 30th. Where I went to school, 4 weeks is going to be way past June the 30th. And then you have a handrail that's got to be designed along with that, which would be a PDOT spec powder coated handrail. It'd be wrought iron, it'd be nice, be beautiful. The wall and the handrail, along with the sidewalk. But it's not going to be finished June the 30th. I can assure you that. We've already spent upwards of $15,000 just to get where we're at. Thursday, there'll be silk fence put up in preparation for when we get said design wall approved. And then the bid documents that was sent out, this Joshua Wright is supposed to approve a drawing that I'm having to pay for. And y'all paid it.
You can do it for Josh Wright, is what you're saying.
Well, how can he approve something that he backed himself out of in the beginning? He didn't want no part of the wall.
That's why he ain't come back.
Well, I met with him out here and he couldn't answer nothing I asked him.
So what happens if we're not done by June 30th?
Any, we've
I'm going
already,
to invoice. I'm trying to help y'all.
any
Really?
bit, yeah, any bit of the materials that he's already looked in to getting or requiring to do the job, he can invoice the city. The city will be reimbursed for that amount, but anything after June 30th, the city will not be reimbursed. So in other words, he can order the blocks for the wall, he can go ahead and.
I can send you an invoice for whatever amount that you need to save your money. You don't even have to cut me a check until the materials is on site. I'm here to help, not help.
Yeah. And that has been approved by the grant people.
The main thing is I knew there was a deadline to save y'all's money. And I jumped the gun, didn't even get a contract till what, Mr. Vancourt, last week, last Thursday, it's late. No notice to proceed, nothing. But I had already worked and I already had paid. Never once have I called the mayor or anyone else, and asked for a handout, and I won't. I'm trying to save y'all's grant money. Because it shouldn't come out of the public's pocket.
We say, if we set the contract up like we talked about, then trying to do 50% down or anything like that.
Just the one where it said total 100,000.
It's a lump sum.
Can we not send that architect, whether from the lawyer or something to get him? Do what he's supposed to do?
Good late. I've already hired an engineer. Just like that one sheet of paper said to do. We had 2 sheets of paper to bid a job that should have been fully detailed by this, any engineer, fully detailed. Am I correct? I'm bidding documents. Never in 45 years have I ever seen such a fiasco. On something that's 125 foot long. We can build it in our sleep.
All right.
Thank you.
There's an
You're welcome.
update.
Thank you for the update.
You need any more?
No, I've heard enough.
We know how much the grant will pay reimburse.
Well, you just don't.
Didn't we say about 60-something thousand?
89.
Yeah, but if we ain't spent that money,
Oh, if we don't spend it, then we will lose. But we don't by
30th,
July 1st.
I had 61.5 for the grant. And right here. So, that was, there was, aren't not.
Yeah.
Yeah, want to wait and some change.
You might be right. So 61.
for a new budget, that's what we'll just have to know that difference. What we'll lose,
Right,
because it will just be added into the new budget.
right. All right, next one is beautification. I don't.
Bingle was here today.
Yeah, landscapers. Anything coming up for planning and zoning?
Not really. We continue to work on process and procedures and looking to update the new state laws until it's a big project. It's probably gonna take a couple months, 2 or 3 months to finish.
Mayor, can I address this council just a second on that?
Yeah.
He put some thoughts in my head there. We've been trying to work on this for the council for about 3 months. We've had zero luck. For various reasons. We've got some serious health problems by members on there, in and out of hospital, vacations, traveling, whatever. Not having enough people to vote, different things like that. I'm a little bit concerned, and I don't want to address it too much tonight, but I haven't had time to talk to the attorney. But right now, as we see, and conclusion we've come to thus far, the city really doesn't have a developer's agreement that we can agree on for commercial service. And if I'm speaking out of turn, somebody speak up now, don't wait for the door to close. And it's important that we get busy on that, otherwise I can't really in good faith send anything to you for commercial development until that's taken care of. And that's all I'm gonna say. There's a lot more involved, but you know, due to the fact that it was such short notice, but I think this gentleman right here is reached out to a very good point. So I'll try to answer any questions you have without delaying the issue and going on. And we had a meeting that we couldn't get anything taken care of. I finally agreed to meet on a Wednesday night at 6 o'clock. But I'm gonna ask the council that, we just take a step back and let everybody get their feet on the ground, that's in the zone. And try to get together so we can have meetings that accomplish something. And ask you to let us, counsel that meeting on July 9th. If you still want us to have it, then do what you ask me to do. But I am concerned that we've got a situation where we don't have a developer's agreement in this city. And I think Kirk and I have talked about that to know that we are on the same page. So any questions, and I'll sit down. Thank you for the time. Ricky, you have anything else to add on that?
No, I'm good.
Okay. Okay, thank you.
Last two, construction. City has nothing going on. Well, I guess we do. We got, replacement of pots. That'd be considered construction, wouldn't it?
We're gonna put up some silk fence first.
Okay. Okay, so I guess, I'll be overseeing that.
Okay.
The ambulance service, has anybody checked? I know we talked about last month, I think, either last month or month before, about reaching out to see if there's any repairs or anything that need to be done, addressed in that building since their move has been put on delay.
I think we need to, I don't know the timing of what Mayor Rawl was thinking. I know that it got delayed versus what he thought he was gonna do.
Yeah,
Really need to, I wanna take care of the building because obviously we have people in there helping us, so.
yeah.
We need to know about what the Mayor Raw's, what the commissioners' intentions are there.
I will be speaking to him in the next day or two, and I will address that.
You need me to call the ambulance?
I tried yesterday. Right, let me talk to Mayor Ryle. And I'll touch base with him. Yes,
The side patio or attic access on that,
that's right.
The handrail is basically deteriorated off that. Nobody uses it. It's open storage for the Christmas lights. Do we want to demolish that, bolt the door shut, or remodel the steps and handles?
What's steps look like? Are they,
Some of them's okay.
some of them?
Yes,
Okay,
they are to not.
Well, that was- you know, there was a couple of them that when I stepped on them. I got back down. Because if I didn't get down that way, I was gonna go through them, so. I think we need to probably petition that off temporarily to keep people off of it until we decide. If it's beneficial to even replace them. Or,
We have no use for it.
yeah. Okay. All right. Moving on, next planning and zoning scheduled for July 9th. 6 p.m. wastewater, July,
Can we cancel that?
yeah,
Okay. Thank you.
you have a date,
We'll change it on to the regular meeting time on August, have that date at hand, be first Thursday in August.
So, August seventh,
August 7th,
seventh,
Seventh, thank you.
August 7th.
On the sewer board, I'm supposed to be driving back from Florida that day. Will we move it around or? I just need to leave early and make sure I'm back. Depending on traffic.
It'd be like somebody I know and come back early.
Right.
What day's good for you?
Any day,
Oh.
any day is good, sooner the better.
Yeah. So,
The ninth,
Ninth is fine.
9th,
let's do.
Wednesday the 9th. At 3 p.m., next council meeting scheduled July 22nd, 2025. We had a advertised meeting that we would meet on the 27th, which would be Friday. Is there any reason to meet?
If you can get the auditor here,
If I can get the auditor, unless I can get the auditor here.
yes.
So Mary, it's my understanding that since we won't be talking about anything that is able to be voted on, it does not have to be a public meeting, but if you'd like for it to be a public meeting. It can't be.
it's been advertised.
I meant the meeting with the auditor.
I think if you all are gathering. Yeah.
I will get it tomorrow, or at least try to. That's nothing, if there's nothing else, do I hear a motion that we adjourn?
Yes.
Steve makes a motion to adjourn.
Second.
Say.
Oh, Chris. Seconds, the meeting is adjourned.